gather round and have a seat in my comfy chair, which I got at Hobby Lobby, and I already broke it because I had a hook on the back, which I kind of thought about seeing if I could take off anyway, and, well, I broke it. So, it was on super clearance for like only 84 cents, so you know what, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I got some ideas to start off with, so we're just gonna get into that. Let's go! So I gotta say, when I found this thing, I kind of wasn't sure if I actually wanted to paint on it, because like I kind of had ideas at first, but I did hesitate a little bit, but I was like, hey, for 87 cents, if I don't do it right away, I don't do it right away. But I'm kind of glad I did it right away because I absolutely love this thing. There's like one little issue with it, but we'll get to that in a bit. And yeah, I decided to leave this in because for one idea, I needed to sculpt a little something. And I was like, well, what if I just use a styrofoam thing, maybe shape it, and that just... I was like, okay, we're going to go back to the painting and regroup on this idea because I have no idea. It just... Also, those scissors were maybe not sharp enough for that thick of a styrofoam ball, but who knows? I probably did a lot of things wrong with that. Starting with the fact that I tried to sculpt anything out of a styrofoam ball. Anyway, and for some reason, I at first thought I would keep, like the legs purple, but then, like, underneath pink. And eventually I did give that up, and I painted it all purple under there. It was just not worth trying to keep all that clean, especially with, you know, all these lines over here. That was not fun to keep clean. I mean, I guess it could have been worse, but, you know, the light pink doesn't cover the dark purple so well. Obviously, putting a light over a dark, you're going to need several coats, so, like, that's the main issue in the pain with the cleaning up on that one. Anyway, so from one of my two ideas, and because I'm adding little accessories with this, I thought, hey, I got some faux fur, so let's make a pillow. Idea number one, pillow. And turns out that sewing with faux fur turns out differently than it does with felt, and I'm not really quite sure how to go about fixing that, because no matter what, it just ended up looking like a puffball instead of like a simple square pillow. So if anyone knows how to fix that, how to do better with that, please let me know. I would love to learn. On the off chance I ever find any other little chairs and couches to make pillows for. Maybe I could make a giant pillow for myself one day. I say that, it's not likely to happen. I like the idea though. I could make a giant pink fox pillow. That'd be fun. I don't even know how to get started. Anyway, we're sidetracked. So what I kept in was me trying a different way to sculpt this little pink fox. And yes, I went back to styrofoam balls. But these ones were teeny tiny. And size-wise it would have worked, but I don't know. I don't have the patience for, you know, the sculpting and sticking pieces on and then not falling off. And what am I doing wrong there too? Like, anyone's got any tips or suggestions for my failures? Please, I am all ears down in the comment. I am all eyes down in the comment because I'll be reading, not listening. But anyway, so I knew I wanted to bedazzle the heck out of this thing, and so this is me taking some of my just clear, silvery type jewels in a couple different sizes. Nothing drastic in the size difference, but enough to give it a little interest. And then I took a few different metallic colored paints and I painted over them. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily hard to do. It's more just being careful around the edges to not essentially smudge it on and let it drip and make a mess on other things that have been painted. And so it's, I guess, a little on the tedious side, but well worth it in the end to get the color I want, because I can't handle not having the color I want. That sounds really obsessive, which sounds like me. Anyway, so yeah, we're just playing around with more colors. I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to lay the color scheme out for these, so I just kind of did what felt right in the moment. And I don't know, like, I'm okay with where the colors are. I can live with it. I do wonder maybe I could have pushed some of the design a little bit more, but I think, it being a chair, it's still pretty good. Anyway, back to current task. Painting toothpicks. Yes, we have switched from chairs to painting toothpicks. And that's because I decided I was going to try and cover up the hole in the back, and this was going to be it. And that whole thing, yeah, that was just a fail. So then I got new toothpicks, and I just kind of glued it over the top instead of wrapping it around. And if I could have peeled it off the base, I think that would have looked better because it just sticks out very weirdly now. And that's the one thing that I really don't like about this, is just how much that sticks out. And I don't know if I could have done something to make it look better, but I worried about if I peeled it off the toothpicks, if that would just make everything crumble and lose its grip on each other and not, I don't know. Maybe I should have just glued it directly on the chair. I'm not sure. It was a good idea to begin with, and I still like the idea of the lacy back, essentially. Just not so much the execution. And here is a teeny tiny little fox that I bought. It was a 30-piece set for I don't know, $5, $10, $6. I don't remember what I paid for it on Amazon. But I figure I can use the other little ones because there is a few different animals, and there's 2 of each animals that they had. And yeah, I painted this. Which brings us to accessory number 2, a little pink fox plushie. And maybe I could have added some stitch lines around the limbs, but this was already really small to work with. It's that my fingertip, from the first knuckle to my fingertip, it's about that big. So yeah, I did not want to get that detailed, even though I still got that detailed. Although the eyes have the little divots, so it was easy to just take my mechanical pencil, dip it in paint, and dip it in there. I mean, not easy, my hands shook really bad, but it was a thing I did. I also wanted to make this little fella a bow, and it just wasn't happening. And I didn't have a bow small enough, and yeah. I did try and add a little white at the edges of the tail and the cheeks, the little face fluff there. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but I did it. And pastel is really, really great for coloring the pillow. That's all there is to it. But yeah, if you might see what I mean with the things sticking out. Maybe it doesn't look as bad as I think. I don't know. But what do you think? Do you like the fact that I did another Cheyenne-themed thing? Would you have done this for one of your characters? Would you have done something completely original? This is my dream chair. Let me know what yours is down in the comments below, because I like this chair a little too much. As always, I will have my shop link and my Discord in the description, of course. So if you don't want to leave a YouTube comment, you can always pop into Discord too. But I'd like to see the YouTube comments. Those are fun. But I guess until next time, say hi to the little Foxy. Hi, Foxy. Bye-bye.